Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today we're doing my second video in this series where I am duping new releases out on the market. Now I did this already about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. I'll link it up in the iCards if you're interested to know what my basis of this was, how it came about it, what I intend to do with this series. So every detail will be in that video. I don't want to be redundant and repeat myself over and over and over. So if you guys want to know anything about this series, it'll be up in the iCards so you guys can check out the very first video I did in this series. So today I have 5 more new makeup releases that I want to dupe in my own collection. But first, before I get into it, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alex. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of Project Pan. If that is something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with the duping. So like I said, I have 5 new makeup releases that I found in my own collection that I did have. As I mentioned, this is more of duping the vibes, not necessarily duping the exact product, formula, finish, wears. This is just a series to try to help myself as well as others to inspire them to shop your stash basically, and everything is repetitive in this market. So we're going to start out with the first release that I want to share with you guys. The first one, I have it here on my phone. The first one is the Too Faced they're launching a new Born This Way highlighting palette inspired by their Born This Way foundation. Now this could be kind of gone both ways. So I'm going to share with you guys the both ways that I'm thinking. So this is very, very reminiscent, and it looks like the finishes of your Hourglass ambient lighting palettes. Now there is palettes that are out there that are more of a highlighting for your face, and I think this is where this is going. Now I've not necessarily seen this in person. I don't know if it's highlighting. It looks like it is baked, but I'm not sure 100%, but it does look like, just in the picture, it kind of reminds me of these. Now, I don't have the trio or a palette, but I do have them in individuals, and it's the same concept. So here I am duping it. I feel like this is it. It's right here. And I also own a highlighting palette from Hourglass that's more glowy and more glistening, but I don't feel like these are more like that. I feel like these are more of that powder glow within type of highlighter. So I don't feel like I am interested in these, to be honest with you guys, because I do have the highlighting ones from Hourglass, and I feel like these take so long to use. I'm currently panning one, and I'm wearing it all over my face today, and I feel like it's taken me a very long time to go through it. It's very expensive, at least the Hourglass ones are. So for me, I am not going to get these. I'm not interested in these because I already have the Hourglass ones. Now here's one that interested me. This is the ColourPop New Luxe Liquid Lipsticks. Now this is a formula that's stating here that it's supposed to be lightweight, velvety liquid lipstick with lots of pigment but less heavy and standard matte. So for me, when I thought of lightweight, more of a gel type of consistency, at least that what it looked like inside the actual swatches, I automatically thought of my Lancome Matte Juicy Shakers. Now these to me are more of a gel formula. They're super lightweight on the lips. You don't ever feel them, and they're actually moisturizing. They're not a super drying matte formula. So for me, I would say that these are my dupes for it. Now these, I'm not sure. I have not seen them in person, nor have I seen the actual application of them. But if they're describing it as a lightweight, velvety liquid lips with lots of pigment but less heavy than your standard matte, I automatically think of these. Like, I don't need anything that's lightweight, velvety. I'm just going to go with the gel formula that I know I'm going to love and enjoy, and I don't feel like these are super heavy or very thick on the lips, and I get pretty good pigmentation with these. So they might not be exactly the same. These might be like your traditional liquid lipsticks where you put them on but they're lightweight. They might even be a dupe to the Dose of Color ones, but for me, I definitely would prefer these. If I'm considering and thinking lightweight, I automatically go to these because these are definitely 100% lightweight. Now this one, you guys, seriously, this is the Too Faced Born This Way product. It's launching on February 9th, and it's the eyeshadow palette. This is $45. And if you look at this, doesn't this remind you of the Tarte palette, the Man-Eater palette? Yeah, I have it here somewhere, but I couldn't find it at the moment. But as I'm looking at this, like, we have these shades over and over and over in our collection. This is a palette that goes from gradient light into your mid-tones, a little bit of rosy, and then into your deeper tones. But doesn't every palette do that already? Like, this is basically that. If I'm going for something of this nature, I'm going to pull out some of my neutral warm tone palettes. This is more of a warmer tone palette when you get into the deeper end of it. But really, how many neutral palettes do we need in our collection? I have a million of these over and over in my collection. This is the first one that I automatically thought of when I saw these shades. If you take away this one, you're basically getting that palette in less shades that you need. How many white shades do you need in a palette? How many mid-tone? They're all going to look the same, and I do get it. On here, I do see that they have a matte of the shade and then a shimmer of the shade. So you're getting a white matte and a white shimmer, then a beigey matte and a matte. So you're getting both of the same, but you have this already in your collection. This isn't anything new. They're just putting it all in a palette for you guys to make it seem like it's something completely new, but it's not. This is not new. You're getting the same thing in the matte form. It's just like buying a all matte palette and an all shimmer palette and putting it together. That's all that this is, and it is $45. You don't need this one. Seriously, we have so many of these shades. You can build your own too, and how many of us are going to use all these shades on our face? Like, I might prefer the matte white over the shimmery white and never get use out of that. This is something that I'm thinking of more as I see more eyeshadow palettes. I don't necessarily, or some of us, I may personally, but some of us may not use every single shade in the palette. It's just like a face contour palette or a blush palette. You're not going to use all of them, or not every shade is going to go with you. So this might be the same mentality we might have to think about when we think of eyeshadow palettes, because I can see a lot of people, some of these not working for them and only you sticking to one side of the palette or not. So for me, I've duped this over and over and over. Now this one seemed interesting. This is the new Pat McGrath new Opulust glosses. Now these are 8 what does she call it? Tantalizing shades. So she has 8 of them coming out, and they're kind of like this shifting type of lip gloss where it gives you like that 3D dimension. And I thought these were really nice. I really did. I was like, oh, these are pretty. They're different. And then I look at my lip gloss collection and I remembered I had these. These are the Wet n Wild ones from their Zodiac collection. And it's the same concept. Here, I'll swatch some of them so you could see. It's that same concept where you're getting a lip gloss and it's like that shifting shade. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but this one shifts like pinky blue, purple. And then this one's more of your rosy gold kind where it has gold flexes into it. So I'm like, yeah, Alex, you have these. You don't use them as often. So why would you invest in a lip gloss that's a lot more expensive? You're only going to use it so many times because it's not going to go with every look you do. And these are a lot cheaper. I'm pretty sure these are still available at the store, like at Walmart and CVS and things, wherever Wet n Wild is sold. But this one is in Taurus and this one's in Pisces. So it's the same concept. You probably have these over and over. And I actually have an old school lip gloss from Kat Von D that does that shifting thing as well. So as much as these look beautiful to me, I already have these and I barely touch them because I don't use the lip gloss almost every day. This is the last one that I thought was like, oh, this is nice. Now, I know that most of us do not see a lot of cool tone palettes, but maybe that might be changing in the future. So this one caught my attention because it was cool tone. This is the new Pixy Reflection Shadow Palette in Natural Beauty. Now, it's the same look as this one. It's exactly that, looks just like this one, but it's all cool tone. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I really don't have them, and lo and behold, I have these. I really thought about my Milani Soft and Sultry palette. Here we are. It is basically the same type of gradient shades and the same colors basically. I'm pretty sure that this Pixie one will be a little bit more grayy type, and I don't really reach for gray eyeshadows that often. So this one I actually prefer more because I'm only getting really these two that are going to be grayish, and then these are deeper where they have an undertone of gray, but they're not necessarily going to show up gray on my eyes. And then these are that are cooler tone. So I actually prefer this one over the Pixie one because it seems like the Pixie one, at least in the picture that I'm seeing, is going to be more gray. So when I looked at this, I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. $24. I could probably get it cheaper because it's at Ulta. I have this one, you guys, and I really enjoy this formula. I really like this one specifically. So I don't need that one because I have this one, and I'm pretty sure I have a few other cool tone palettes that are neutral that I can actually dupe for that one as well. So there you guys have it. Those are 5 new makeup releases that I am duping in my own personal collection. I encourage you guys to dupe some of the new releases in your collection. Let me know in the comment sections which one you have duped and you've talked yourself out of, because we all know that everything is starting to look the same at this point because we release so many things. So thank you guys again for all of your support. I'll put more videos right over here for your enjoyment. Until then, bye guys.